Okay, please hold the palm. One palm to the Buddha. Okay, first position. Okay, second position. Okay, third position. Okay, one palm to the Buddha again. Okay, please take a seat. Okay, please take a seat. Okay, as usual, please hold the palm and follow me. Those latecomers try to come to the front so that Namo观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观 观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。Okay, please follow me. 南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。OK。Okay, good morning, brothers and sisters. Okay, first of all, let me remind everybody, our next lesson will be on 3rd of December, as normal, first week of December of the month. Okay, 3rd of December for our next lesson. Okay, so please refer to your textbook. Page 174. Page 174. Now, this chapter 10, basically, the gist for this chapter is talking about how to dignify the pure land, 净土, pure land. Now, so if somebody asks you where is the pure land and what is the pure land, so you can answer very short and sweet. Pure land is for Bodhisattva and Buddha to stay there. Okay? Heaven. What is heaven? Of course you know. Heaven is for God to stay there. Santi, Sen. Alright? Just like who stay in the Istana? President. Not you and me. Quite a lot. You probably stay in the HDB flat or whatever. So very easy. This is very easy for you to answer to the people. But having pure say that this is actually the very important concept, not just refer to the land, whether it's pure, clean, and so on and so forth. So according to Vimanakirti, you know Vimanakirti? There's a sutra called Vimanakirti Sutra, 维摩诘经, in Chinese. He was a lay people just like you, Mahayanis, and eventually became Bodhisattva, Pusa. So as you know, according to Mahayana Buddhism, doesn't mean that you must renounce, take out the robe as a monk or nun, then you cultivate the Dharma, eventually you can become Buddha. Not necessarily, according to Mahayana Buddhism. 大乘, just like you still can cultivate the Dharma, if you are very diligent, very hardworking, so one day you can become Buddha. Alright? Doesn't mean that we are monk, we can become Buddha. Not necessary. Always I joke with the students, just like next life, who know? Probably you sit here and give a talk, I sit down there, the other way around, exchange. Impermanent, right? Impermanent. Now, so this Vimarakirti is a very great kind of lay people. In fact, there's a sutra of Vimarakirti Sutra. Now, according to him, there's a very popular phrase in Chinese. Of course, this is in Chinese Buddhism. So in Chinese called 心静则国土净. So how to translate in English? Very brief one. It's just like if your mind is pure, then the country will be clean and pure. So I don't know whether you see the logic behind them. And in other words, just like if everybody have a pure mind, according to Buddhism, pure mind in terms of no affliction, 没有烦恼, free from suffering, this is called pure. Okay, in Buddhism, pure mind. Huh? Now, if everybody have a pure mind, it's just like everybody behave yourself in terms of your physical body, your behavior, in terms of your verbal speech, in terms of the mentality. Of course, this one refers to mentality, mind, 心境, pure mind. Then, if you have a pure mind, if you have a positive thought, then the way you behave definitely is positive. Right? So this is called cause and effect, 因果. So everybody, if your mind is pure, not selfish, have a compassion and wisdom, so that the way you behave, of course, in connection with the Dharma, in this case, in connection with the emptiness. Correct or not? So you well behave, don't dirty the place, wear the mask, do anyhow throw, go to hawker center. I tell you, one time I went to a hawker center to buy something, I saw, wow, this kind of Singaporean, really, no sell. They really practice no sell. They eat in the dirty place, and they just enjoy food. They feel very delicious. The bird anyhow fly over, then the floor there, a lot of tissue paper, this and that. I see already, so messy, so dirty. Come on, I want to vomit. They ask me to sit down there and eat. And people just eat like that. You see, those Singaporeans just eat like that. They enjoy the food. They can't be bothered whether bird or cat or whatever, they don't bother. Even on the table, they just stock up the bowl and whatever. They just don't care. Don't do no sell. It's something that we call no sell. Come in, sit in front. Behind no more. Otherwise let people sit behind. So you know what I mean? So this one is how you relate in your daily life. According to Buddhism. If everybody have a cultivated Dharma, everybody have a pure mind, no greed, hatred, ignorance, have a wisdom and compassion, then reflect on our behavior. This is how you behave. Correct or not? Well, so this is according to Venerable, 心静则国土净. If your mind is pure, then definitely your behavior definitely is on the right track. Correct or not? So you well behave. You are not selfish. You make sure the place is clean. So even in the very comfortable, clean environment, why not? Then why you want to dirty the place? Right? Those people you see stay in a HDB flat or whatever, or high-rise building or condominium, they just throw the rubbish from high floor. Just throw paper, throw tissue paper, throw whatever. And you expect the cleaner to clean. Why I want to talk about this one? And this has something to do with the Dharma. You study the Diamond Sutra, you say, very profound emptiness. This is all theory. But how to relate in your daily life? How to practice in your daily life? And this is more important, You know the Bible teaching, Old New Testament, very short and sweet. I attended before in England. But you see, the Christian people, if you, in comparison, they can relate into the daily life because you see, they are very cheerful look, they are very happy, they mix with their friends, and they help as a volunteer or whatever, more positive. Of course, they do have some negative one. But in general, Buddhism, Buddhist, very funny one, I don't know. So physically, mentally, not healthy. 身心不健康 in Chinese. But luckily didn't go to an IMH. Okay, please refer to a textbook. So this is the gist of this chapter. I just tell you the gist, 它的宗旨主要 talking about the Pure Land, how to dignify it. This dignified in terms of how you cultivate it, how everybody well behave, how everybody have understood on the true Dharma, have a wisdom, compassion. And this is called pure mind. Okay, Pure Land. That this one Singapore can become a pure land. Doesn't have to go to the Amitofo in the west side. Not necessarily. You can convert this defiled land, right, into a pure land. So this pure land in terms of we live in a very conducive environment. Everybody happy. Everybody not selfish. Very generous. Help each other. Everybody have a compassion. You are very rich. You must help the poor. Something like that. Okay, so back to here, page 174. Can you see the below? The Buddha said, Subhuti, what do you think? Did the Tathagata obtain any such Dharma in the presence of the Dipankara? London for I was mentioned to you all during the past lesson, right? I see you in the PowerPoint. If you still can remember about it. Tathagata, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one. Okay, Subhuti replied, "No, indeed, Bhagavan. The Tathagata did not obtain any such dharma in the presence of Dipankara Tathagata, Lantern form. The Arahant, the fully enlightened one." So if you look at the verse, how can you say you didn't obtain something? You know, you already seen you obtain something, but you say you didn't obtain something. 好像你得到为什么得不到？ It's just like you're sitting here to attend the class. It's true, you're sitting here to attend to the talk and try to gain Dharma knowledge. Then how can you tell me, say, I'm not sitting here, no self, practice no self. This is not the Buddhist concept, right? It's just like make sure we don't attach to anything in the world, even including yourself. Attachment. That means you're very particular about something. This is called attachment. Then it's everything ingrained in your mind. And this is how we cause suffering. So no self in terms of you are more considerate, more helpful to help people. This is called no self. Right? You're not subjective, very objective. You know. And this is called no self. Very considerate. 替人家着想. You know, make sure people happy, then you're happy, that kind of thing. You know. You're not selfish attitude. Always think about yourself. Okay? And this no, you know, we don't consider no self. Okay, can you back to the textbook, page 175. So in the previous chapter, the Buddha examining the stages through the which Sravaka practitioner, Sengwen, that means listener in English, pass on their way to Arahantship or Arohan. That means the fourth fruition, right? Means liberated one, 解脱, if you attended the Dharma class before. Right? This is called Arahant. So for Theravada Buddhism, the highest fruition, the highest level they can go, we call Arohan. But for Mahayana Buddhism, as you know, the highest one, the stage is called Buddha, Foto. But before it become Buddha, is Bodhisattva, just like Guan Yin Pusa. Okay? You see, in China, there's a 4 great Bodhisattva. Siddhikapa, Di Zhang, Puxian, Mansluri, Wensu, and Guan Yin Pusa. All represent different kind of things, you know, like Siddhikapa Bodhisattva, Di Zhang Pusa, you talk about the great vow, 大愿. You know, you must make a vow. And this vow, they give you a driving force, the kind of momentum to go forward. It's just like somebody married. You know, last time I was a solemnizer, but now I no more. You solemnizer, you ask them to swear in front of you, you know, read according to the things. And, oh, I swear and so, you know, I love the other one forever. Of course, you pretend to say something also up to you. And then you say, oh, I agree, you know. Then the solemnizer will declare, oh, now I declare you are now officially your man and wife, you know. Then you must treat your wife nicely, you know, something like that. So Buddhism also have, not only Christianity. It's just I told you before, all the churches in Singapore, all the pastors, more than 1,000 pastors, they are all solemnizer. In fact, every church. Of course, people marry, go to church. People die already, then go to monk for chanting. 结婚找牧师，死人找和尚. You know, so sometimes I take a cab, and then the taxi driver, somebody said, 师父，你要去念经啊? Simple. He said, 你要去, always I tell people, sell ice cream, you know. Tiang, 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 tiang. You know, so people have a kind of ingrained to their, you know, mind already, the kind of concept. I look at the monk, 哎，你去念经啊? I say, 没有，我去教书啊. You look at me, 教书? First time. Right or not? And then you say, 结婚啊, 结婚你去 church, go to look for pastor, you know. But not necessarily. But tell you, solemnizer in Singapore, the Buddhist solemnizer include lay people just like you and, you know, Sangha, less than 30. You see, so few only, less than 30, you know. But the Christianity, you know, and Catholic, more than 1,000. You see, the minority in Singapore, besides Christianity and Catholic, more than 1,000 solemnizer. The rest are minority, you know, just like Buddhism, Muslim, Hinduism, other religion, you know, RM. And then you marry, you should know, right? They give you a kind of certificate. The certificates look very nice, you know, very official one. No? So actually, as a solemnizer, we go there, they need our signature, no? Very important. Without the signature, bupake, not valid one, you know. You know. So some people outside, they solemnize for you, less than 10 minutes. Go. But for religious one, you know, sometimes you give a blessing speech, just a pastor, you know. Usually for me, about 25 to half an hour. Sometimes the couple are very uncomfortable, no. 口水多過茶，哎呦 ，OK 啦 ，faster 啦，sign 啊 sign 啊。Sometimes supervisor very busy, sign I can go the other place, something like that. Okay, so back to here. Now this called Sravaka, listener pass on the way Arahantship. The Arahant, however, is not the goal of Mahayana practice. Of course, it's for Theravada practice, but not for Mahayana practice, people like us. Now, although Arahant are free of passion, they are also free of compassion. Subhuti has realized freedom from rebirth. Okay, so what is rebirth? Take a look on the PowerPoint here. Rebirth, Lunhui. Now, rebirth in Buddhism refers to the teaching that action of a sentient being lead to a new existence after death. So, in Buddhism, we believe that after you die, pass away, you still got the next life. Not say that's it, this is the end of the world, but you still got the next life, solely depend on our karma. So in Buddhism, talk about samsara, all right, lunhui. There are 6 cycles, 6 道, okay? 3 evil destiny and 2 good realm. One is asura. Okay? 2 good realm in terms of 人天, divine being, 天人, okay? And human. So people like you and me, we are now in the human realm, 在人间嘛, is considered we have a good karma, no? Then even you are more fortunate to born, and not to born in Singapore or whatever, then you have an opportunity to learn Dharma. Well, no. So we should really appreciate, feel the kind of gratitude, 感恩. You can say take things for granted. Then how about those people in Gaza? Those people live in Ukraine, right? These are now they're having the war now, Israel and Hamas. Right? Everyday newspaper came out, and now the other two country, the other two sides also potential the kind of to having anytime have a war one. One is North and South Korea, the other one is Taiwan and China, the Taiwan Strait. Of course, now the APEC meeting, if you read the newspaper, Xi Jinping met Biden, right? He said, "Oh yeah, make sure you peace, everybody do business or whatever." And Biden said, "Who say?" Of course, he is the one to ask Biden, Xi Jinping. Not Biden asked him, say, "Hey, I warn you, you better don't attack Taiwan, then create another third war or something like that." Then Xi Jinping replied, say, "Hey, nobody tell me, 2027, 2025, you're going to have a war? Do you read the newspaper?" I don't ask. I always don't read one. Talking to the wall. Every time I've forgotten. I like to ask. Hey, everybody quiet. Then it remind me, not to ask because nobody read the newspaper. One student asked me, "Sifu, what time wake up?" I told you already. He said, "How come you know the news so fast?" I said, "I read the newspaper." He said, "What time you wake up?" I said, 4:30. Oh. He got shocked. That means she just wake up and then rush to here. So you look at her, never make up. But you wake up very late. You look at them, the girl like to make up a little bit. You see them do make up, you know already. So in an endless cycle, that means round and round, no ending, 不会停止的. So who say we die already, that's it. We die, we still got next life, and solely depend on our karma, according to Buddhism. And now you come here to learn Dharma, this is considered good action, a good karma. So you have a merit, of course you don't cling on to the merit. Who knows? You probably won't benefit from all your present life, but probably for next life, future life. Okay? So, this called samsara in Sanskrit. I told you just now, samsara. So this cycle is considered to be dukkha. Dukkha in Sanskrit, suffering, called dukkha. That's why I always tell people, those students attended my class, I say if you are Hokkien, you know how to speak Hokkien, it's easier for you to pronounce in Sanskrit. Dukkha, right? Dukkha in Sanskrit. Dukkha lo. Really dukkha. So you eat too much pig leg, then you will suffer. All right, unsatisfactory and painful. Of course, down there it's not enjoying life, right? In the hell. So sometimes people scold people, you go to the hell. You go to the hell. Of course, you go to the hell is not a good thing. Okay, back to here. Now, this is called rebirth. But he is still caught in the emptiness and uncreated. Hence, the Buddha proceeds to examine his own career as a bodhisattva. Of course, before he became Buddha, just as Shakyamuni Buddha, he was a bodhisattva. Of course, according to Guan Yin Pusa, bodhisattva, he already became Buddha already. He just want to come back to this earth again, then to appear as a female form, Guan Yin Pusa, to save sentient being. I mean, if you know. But by right, you should know that Guan Yin Pusa, no gentle one. You cannot say whether you're female or male. So solely depend on the sentient being. If you are female, you appear in a female form. If you're male, then appear in a male. Easier to talk to you, to help you. Okay? So there's no female or male Guan Yin Pusa. But of course, according to Teochew, those people 拜神的 Taoism, Teochew, 不是观音娘娘，可以吗？Teochew 啊，观音娘娘 because they thought that 观音菩萨 is female 查某，可以吗？they say 观音娘娘嘛。But of course, according to Buddhism, the right name, how you address and show the respect to 观音菩萨, we say 观音菩萨. That's very short one. You can say 我去拜观音啊，哇 that's very rude, Why? You are the friend of 观音啊，观音菩萨。You cannot just address her as 观音嘛，菩萨嘛，the title must be there 嘛，correct? So 观音娘娘 whatever, that one is Taoism. And some people 跳档不是观音吗？ That one you say true or not? I don't know. Unless he the medium 跳档 unless he asks you to come here for Diamond Sutra talk, yes, 观音菩萨 already. If you say come, your fortune teller, just I tell you your fortune, in future we're going to, and that's actually not 观音菩萨, correct or not? So very easy for you to prove one. If you talk about cause and effect 因果, then Okay, back to here. Now, so in the nature of the resulting merit, in order to free Subhuti and his fellow Arahant from their freedom. Next paragraph. So the example of Shakyamuni chooses in his meeting with Tipakara, name is Tantan for Buddha, for it was at this meeting that the necessary cause was set in the motion that resulted in the Buddha's Buddhahood, according to accounts in both the Pali and Sanskrit canon. So this meeting took place after Shakyamuni had cultivated the Bodhisattva path of nearly 2 asanga. This is called kappas. Kappas means long time. It's a time measuring unit in India. But now we are talking about how to measure the time. Second, minutes, hour, and so on and so forth. But in ancient India, they use kappa. Jie, Chinese called jie. It means such a long period, long time. And the Buddha, he was gone through 3 great kappa. Sometimes they say Shakyamuni Buddha. That means before he became Buddha, he cultivated for so long time before he became Buddha. Right? So we take time to kappa, Chinese called jie, gyap. Chinese called jie, kappa in Sanskrit. Now, so thus the Buddha also reminds Subhuti that time is of no concern to those who set forth on the Bodhisattva path. Okay, next paragraph. So according to the Maha Prashna Paramita Sastra, Tatsuturun, page 453. You can refer to the behind for this particular work. Bracket 9, just a student asked me, you see there's bracket 9 figure there. It's not a footnote because here don't have the footnote. It's referred to the chapter 9 for this Sastra. So this Sastra consists of 27 chapters, 27章, but this in the so-called chapter 9. Now, so when Tipakara was born, his body grew like a lamb. That's why I say 蓝灯佛, just a lamb, 灯, okay? Hence, he was named Tipakara, or growing lamb. Usually, in Buddhism, lamb means 观, like Buddha light, like in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, Fo-Guan-Shan, the mountain of Buddha light, right? So this light means wisdom. Means wisdom in Buddhism. Sometimes they say 佛光普照. So if you look very bright, and then congratulations. That means very cheerful. That means you really learn the true Dharma. You really how to behave, practice in your daily life. So can tell. If you look at the face, dark, I see 要差不多了哦. That one 差不多了. So your face, your kind of thing can tell sometimes. Sometimes can tell. You see, there's a Chinese word, 无事不登三宝殿 嘛. You definitely got something. Why you come to the temple? You don't feel that nothing to do, you come to the temple one. 一定有事情的嘛. Right now. Okay. So, and when he became a Buddha, he retained his name. Like Shakyamuni. Tipakara was a prince. Just like Shakyamuni Buddha, before he became a Buddha, he was a prince, 太子. Just like our Buddha, he was a prince also. Okay? So he was the last of 8 princes who realized Buddhahood while studying under Shakyamuni Buddha. At that time, Shakyamuni was the last of the 16 sons of another king. Last time they don't have birth control one, anyhow, going on. And nowadays you see people don't want to give birth already, because of the pressure and especially for female, you still have to work, unless you tell say, the 老公养家, your husband take care of everything, financial or whatever, then of course you don't want to work. But it's also very difficult. If you are very well educated, whatever, then if you don't work, such a waste, right? You must have some contribution to the society. So how to solve the problem? So Singapore also very smart. Child care. Since you're so rich, you put your kid in the child care, 8 to 5. Then you create job for those child care people, staff or whatever, right? So 8 to 5, so after work you go and fetch your kid, why not? So it's a very good idea. Why not? So that's the way how you encourage people to give birth. And maternity leave. Now 2 months increased to 4 months, Well, so this is to show the strong support to the female, Why not? So must produce more kids, contribute to the society. Otherwise our army soldier lesser and lesser. Why? Silence. 师父 don't force me to 生，我就死都不要生了，生。生了容易养儿难呢。You want to take care of the children, not easy, Why not? Time, money, everything, No, I really admire the female. Usually in general, the life, the period, the life for female is longer than male, 因为 double 应该较早死嘛。Okay. The female really suffer a lot 嘛。You have to work, you have to take care of the kids, Then housewife go back have to clean this and that. Then sometimes husband not cooperative one. Last time something go back home, don't wash, don't whatever, don't help the wife to clean something. That's too much. So next time you marry, make sure your husband at least do some housework. Must know how to cook. Already 食了，大不了就煮回家，所以跟你讲。No, I'm joking. Nowadays, see, some people also don't cook one or eat out. So you are Buddhist, usually if you have a 福报, then you probably meet a very good husband, Right? 10对有8对都不好的。Very difficult. Quarrel is okay. Small quarrel is okay, But then quarrel until use the knife to kill people and call 999 to come, then it's too serious. If you say don't quarrel, I tell you, also the another extreme. Quarrel too much, also another extreme. So what is the middle path? Sometimes quarrel, sometimes go for tour, then just nice. You cannot everyday 猫伤完嘛。Sometimes someone, sometimes D24 嘛，So must space out a little bit. So this is called balancing correct? So believe Buddha, of course, this is what Buddha taught us. Middle path. Middle path is true. Okay, at that time, Shakyamuni was the last 16 of the sons. All the one left home to become monks. Wow, just like Buddhist family. So during this incarnation, Shakyamuni was named Sumedha, right? And he lived in the Himalaya as an ascetic. Ascetic is 苦行 Himalaya mountain. Later I'll tell you the Sumeru. The next slide. Mount Sumeru. This is what Buddha said on Sumeru in the Sutra. Himalaya, Himalaya San. Where? In India. North India. And this is the highest mountain in the world. And somebody call snow mountain, 雪山. Okay? Some people take a risk, climb until the top there. Of course, according to those people say are very, very cold because high altitude. But now the water, the ice all melt already because the earth is too hot. Right now? That's why the sea water go out, sea level. Okay. Now, and he lived in the Himalaya as an ascetic. Ascetic means 苦行. Torture themselves, the kind of things, right? So after coming into possession of 500 golds, next page, coins, he decided to give them, to his teacher. But as he entered the royal city of Tipavati, he saw that the city was decked out, in banners and flowers. and his street were all water to prevent dust from rising. So upon asking, he was told that this was all in honor of Dipankara, that means this Buddha, lantern for Buddha, whose arrival was eagerly awaited by all the people in the city. So as he saw Dipankara approaching, Sumedha, in this case Shakyamuni Buddha, was overcome with joy and used his 500 gold coins and buy 5 golden lotuses. Okay? And he scattered their petals on the roadway. So seeing the Buddha in the path of the approaching the Buddha, Sumedha uncoiled, okay, his hair, lay down on the ground. But of course, 太夸张了, whether true or not, we don't know. But this is according to the history. And spread his hair in the water of Dipankara to step on. We don't care whether this is how true. Of course, we don't argue. But this kind of gesture to show that, this Dipankara Buddha, he gained a high respect from this Sumedha, that means from this Shakyamuni Buddha before he became Buddha, right? To show the kind of respect. That's why we prostrate to the Buddha. For you, because you sit on the chair, no cushion in front of you. So I represent you all to prostrate to the Buddha. So what you all do is just bow to the Buddha. Correct? So this kind of show the respect. Of course, in India, ancient India, different country, different culture, how they show the respect to the other person, different culture, different way of doing that. Tibetan Buddhism, how they prostrate or show the respect to the Buddha, they have another way to show the kind of respect to the Buddha. Tibetan Buddhism, right? Theravada, Mahayana, people like us. Okay. Now, so after walking across the Sumedha hair, Dipankara stopped. Okay, a prophecy that 91 kapals and 24 Buddhas later, Sumedha will become the Buddha and named Shakyamuni. It's just like, predict that, wow, this Sumedha, after this long time, then you will become Buddha. And your name is called释长Shakyamuni. Of course, he can predict because as a Buddha, as you know, Buddha have a spiritual power or whatever, so he can predict. But I cannot predict your future. You also cannot predict my futures. We are just ordinary people. But sometimes you say, fortune teller, or you have a spiritual power. Yeah, unless you have a spiritual power, but you predict also come to a certain extent. Right? You cannot even predict up to just hear so many kappa or whatever. I mean, for those divine beings, Sen. Okay, next paragraph. So the purpose of bringing up this meeting is to contrast the Bodhisattva's attainment with that of the Arhats. For it was during this encounter that the Buddha realized the forbearance of birthlessness, which is the final attainment of the Bodhisattva, the ability to know and to bear the knowledge that nothing arose in the past, nothing now arises, and nothing will arise in the future. So this is talking in terms of the 3 periods in terms of time: past, present, future, according to Buddhism, right? Past, present, future. Just like we started at 9:45, this is already past away. So at the present now it's about 10:28. At the future, of course, everybody looking forward 11:15, then the class dismissed. It just disappear. Right now. So past, present, future. So this is talking in terms of times rather in Buddhism. But having said that, according to Diamond Sutra, at the end of the day, we have to beyond time and space. Have to beyond time. There's no past, just like here told you, no past, present, future. But this doesn't mean that we don't recognize the time in terms of past, present, future. Going on. We still recognize it, just like we don't cling on, don't bondage by the time and space. Otherwise, this is how we cause suffering. Just like we are sitting here, if you're still thinking like, just on 9:45, now what time? Oh, still got 45 minutes before the class is evening. Then you bondage by the time already. You constrained by the time already. Correct now? So you feel very uncomfortable. And this suffering or cause suffering. If you listen attentively, very focused on the lecture, then you definitely beyond time and space. In terms of time, you don't care what time. And the time is really fast, pass very fast. Okay? Then in terms of space, you sit down here, you don't find uncomfortable. Because you're so focused, just a meditation. You meditate. So meditation is just want you to be on time and space so that you can focus. Once you focus, your mind focus, achieve a concentrated mind, it's definitely beyond time and space. I told you before, I don't know whether I told you before, when I ordained as a monk, I went to Hong Kong for receive the precepts. You see, before the next day for the assembly, we receive the precepts. Then we had to do the repentance, confession, repentance, 忏悔 in the night. Then after that, the monk from China one, because Hong Kong near China, say, oh, okay. So after chanting, you all now sit down, do meditation for half an hour. So what you do, you recite the释迦牟尼佛of them. And that time you are so keen, right? Because just junior, just like army, right? Wow, very focused. I tell you, this is only my experience. Half an hour meditation, but I feel only 5-10 minutes only. And this go beyond time and space. It 过得很快嘛。Then if you constrain by time and space, 你会很痛苦的嘛 because you're counting 嘛 counting 哇剩10点半呢 then still got 45 minutes. So you counting because you follow the time so it means you attach to the time already. I mean you do have a kind of personal experience. When you do something so focused, 哇要下班了 5 o'clock already. Oh, you're so fast. Then you see, if you are focused on your work, you reported to work. Let's say report to work 8 a.m. 12 or 1 o'clock, there's a lunch hour. So fast, half day, gone already. You say, hey, time is really flying. How come 1 o'clock already, lunch? Now after lunch, and then forward, going to after work already, then bye, sayonara, go home already, home, sweet home. Quite not. So you like it or you don't like it, 你喜欢也好 in Chinese, 你不喜欢也好 the time won't wait for you one. The time won't wait for you, and the time just running. So nobody is indispensable. Right? You don't think that you are so important. Without you cannot run the show. No. The thing's still running. It's just like run in the good shape or whatever. The thing's still moving. Correct or not? So like Lee Hsien Loong announced, our Prime Minister, he's probably going to step down for the next year, November, correct, to Lorong Song, of the Dan Qing, the party 70th anniversary. Yeah, better to talk to you because you need to read the newspaper. Okay, so next paragraph. Now, so this one, he say there's no greater traumatic experience or knowledge for someone on the spiritual path. Hence, such forbearance and acceptance requires kapals for preparation. So especially want to achieve something, in the highest level or whatever, then we have to pay for the price. No free meal. Of course, except here got free lunch and whatever, but usually in general we say no free lunch. 没有天下没有白吃的午餐啊。But now we want to challenge who say 没有白吃的午餐？居士林就有啊 ，breakfast, lunch, dinner 如果没有白吃的 free one 嘛。But that's why I change the phrase. I say 天下没有白吃的东西。To me, I change it. No free meal in this world. We definitely have to pay for the price. Why not? It's just like eat at Buddhist lodge, although it's free one, but it's not for your donation. If you no money for donation, then you have to do something to pay back to the temple. Wash the toilet, sweep the floor, whatever. If you eat too much from the temple and never pay back, I tell you, your future life 来世 then you probably pay double because got interest So interest probably is 2% Now if high inflation 青菜 2% 对不对 If you use the money word now, you say, interest. It's just like we having the bad karma. We are suffering now in the present life. Now, if we still don't want to learn the Dharma and don't practice in your daily life, don't generate wisdom, it's just like you top out your interest become higher and higher. Next time, more and more and more. Why not? But now you got a wisdom, has some merit. 那你至少可以还债吗 Pay some debt pay a little bit. Installment. Now they call installment, right? Pay the installment 咯 1 year 200块咯 对不对 Until you die 咯 correct not? So now we are paying the installment. So that's the reason why you use the kind of now mundane perspective from this perspective. Although we are suffering now, but luckily we learn the Dharma. Right? So 有的救的嘛 Luckily we learn Buddhism. So the debt will be, because we got wisdom Wisdom can counteract karma. So you pay, just like you pay back, pay a little bit. And how much you can pay solely depend on your wisdom. And how much you put your effort to cultivate the Dharma. Just like you earn a lot of money, you pay more. You less income, you pay less. Right or not? If I earn 10,000 per month, I pay 1,000 one month because I rich I can pay more. Correct or not? If you just earn 2,000, 1,006 as a cleaner, right or not? I pay 100 I pay 100 better than I don't pay anything, Right or not? This is a simple mathematics calculation. Think over. So actually we are owing the debt. All those karma just a debt. 欠债. Some people say, "Kam dia je, how can you? After you give birth, your children so naughty, not obedient, 不听话." And those parents grumbling, complain, "Kam ye je lah." You listen to Hokkien. "Kam je" that means, according to Buddhism, karma, because of the past karma. So you have to return. If you don't pay, the karma still there one. The karma still there, and probably will add on. Correct or not? It's just like borrow the money. If you don't pay, then the interest will higher and higher. You pay the interest also very high already, Then you don't pay, just imagine your interest will be double, triple kind of thing, correct or not? So that's the way how you understand the karma in Buddhism. It's the same logic. Okay, next paragraph. Vasubandhu. This Vasubandhu, as I told you before, the founder of the Yogacara school, page 468. If you want to know this gentleman, you refer to the book behind the book, page 465, Vasubandhu. Chinese called Shi Pusa. One of the brother is a brother of Asanga, Wu Zuo. So two of them are the co-founder of Yogacara school. Wei Shi. So again, the doubt arises if in the past there was some dharma that Shakyamuni obtained from Dipankara, this Buddha, and then later explained to him the essential of his teaching. How then does the one realize, what cannot be taught or grasped? So to resolve this difficulty, the Tathagata says there was actually no dharma that he was grasped, because this means that he didn't attach even for the true dharma. Now, people like you and me, we are now sharing the Dharma Sutra, the teaching of Dharma Sutra. Yeah, in fact, we are sharing now. But at the end of the day, we cannot cling on to it. We cannot cling on to this Dharma Sutra. But this is kind of method how we do it. Once you, from this shore across to the other shore, then you have to let go everything already. You don't need those kind of, to help you to across to the shore there. You're still thinking about that, maybe it's considered attachment. Yeah? So even the emptiness, at the end of it, we cannot cling on to emptiness. So in Buddhism, talk about emptiness or emptiness. Kong Kong, I ever told the student. That's why I talked to my college, in the college, the student monk. I told them, emptiness of emptiness. Kong Kong, Kang Kang. The first word of Kong, emptiness, is a verb. The second word of emptiness, the second word of the emptiness is a concept. It's a noun, I call verb and noun, 名词. So now we gain the knowledge of emptiness, right? From this Dharma Sutra. But at the end of the day, we cannot cling on to emptiness. So what does it mean? I tell you, those student monks, I tell you, even they are monks, they also don't know. They don't talk about it. So you are excusable. Then they crack their head. They say, "Hey, Venerable, what does it mean? Can't you think any paradox? It means 矛盾, but no paradox." So in ancient India, those non-Buddhist schools wiped out, strongly criticized Nagarjuna, Longsu Pusa, because Nagarjuna is a founder of Mahayana Buddhism. Nagarjuna. Right? He said, "You are nihilist, 虚无主义的 nihilist." Nihilism. Because he talk emptiness, at the end, nothing. They talk emptiness, nothingness. So they scared. Just like now you come here to learn the Dharma, you say, you tell me emptiness, nothing happened to me. Then you just simply waste the time. No self. Then who to become Buddha, So people have a fear. So what Nagarjuna want to convey to us, the important message is, we cannot cling into anything else in the world or in the phenomena. But how are you going to relate to the daily life? I give you an example. If you help as a volunteer, let's say for instance, 假设 in this lodge, Buddhist lodge, you cannot keep on thinking, say, hey, I'm very hardworking, no? I'm a very good volunteer, no? I do a lot of things for the Buddhist lodge, something like that. And you want people to know. And you want people to say thank you to you. So this is called attachment already. 执着的嘛. You have a self rather than practice no self. Now, if you do it for the sake of doing, 随缘help people, and people suffering, because due to compassion, right? And I try to help, at my mass, wherever I can. And this consider no self, compassion. You do, then you just ignore. Don't always think about, hey, I do a lot of good things. I help you a lot, I give you the money, I help you to move the house, Then you should thank me, So you expect something return. So you don't expect something return. And don't expect people to say thank you to you. Why not? And this is called no self. This is called compassion. This is called wisdom. Then you won't suffer already. Because you don't anticipate people to say thank you. 你去做就做咯. Something like that. You donate the money, just donate. Even donate $1 million to me, I also want to publish in the newspaper, or you must give me the receipt. If I write your name wrongly, then you start to scold people. Hey, 你要死，把我名字写错. Right? So giving in no form, 无相布施, like in Mahayana Buddhism. No giver, no receiver, no the thing, what sort of thing you give. Called In Connection with the Three Wills, 三轮体空, from the Way to Buddhahood by Master Yin Sun. Right? Chapter 5. Clear? So you give people things, don't always remember, I help you, you must remember me for life, something like that. Okay? Now, so to resolve this difficulty, Tathagata said there was actually no Dharma he grabs. But what does this mean? Kamala Siddha. This is another 莲花戒 in Chinese. In Tibetan Buddhism, this is a very important figure. In Tibetan Buddhism, of course, you just don't can already, because we are not teaching Tibetan Buddhism. X. If Sotapanna, you know what is Sotapanna? The first fruition. When you achieve the first fruition, 第一果, this is called Sitohan, right? Sotapanna in Sanskrit. And others do not attain any goal of their own. And how is it? That upon meeting Dipankara, the Buddha attained the forbearance of birdlessness. So the Sutra now dispel such thought. Okay. This Vasubantu. Okay, due to time constraint, now we turn to page 177. Now this Asanga, I told you, is one of the brother of Vasubantu. This is called Wuzuo, page 438. Then the other one, you see the below one, the next one, Zheng Xiong, right? This is page 441. Hui Nen, the sixth patriarch, Liu Zu Hui Nen, the sixth patriarch of the Sutra of the sixth patriarch. This is the sixth patriarch Hui Nen, page 449. And next one, the scholar Li Wenhui. So this is page 457. Okay, 457. Okay, turn to the next page. Dao Chuan, page 464. Okay, so all this due to time constraints, so you read up by yourself. I just take out one or two of the scholars and explain to you. Okay, move on to the next verse. The Buddha said, page 178, the Buddha said, Subhuti, if any bodhisattva should thus claim, I shall bring about the transformation of a world, such a claim would be untrue. And how so? The transformation of the world, Subhuti, the transformation of the world is said by the Tathagata to be no transformation. It's just like no Dharma. It's the same thing. Okay? If you attach to transformation, then this is called, if you're thinking about transformation, you transform to the world or whatever, and this is called considered attachment, 执着. Okay? So thus, is it called the transformation of the world? Something like that. Okay? Whatever we do in the things in our daily life, in our present life, we didn't so particular about it, stress on it, too much on it. You just do it whatever you can. Try your best to do it, Then don't clean, don't bother too much. 不要太在意. According to Master Sen Yan of the Dharma Drum in Taiwan, he said attachment means, we so concerned, so particular about it. If you just ignore it, 就是没有执着咯. Just ignore. But depend, do anything ignore. Especially if I'm talking about ignore for the bad things. Good thing you don't ignore. No? Hey, why you feel your subject? Ignore it, don't care. Next day feel again. So when I feel the exam is normal, if I pass the exam, it's abnormal. So just go for holiday. Now school holiday, so the student will be lesser and lesser. The newspaper came out. Talking about newspaper. Singaporeans like to travel a lot. And because of in the past 4 years due to COVID-19, right? You see a lot of SIA girl, whatever, last time because lesser people travel, they cut down the frequency of the flight, and now they want to recruit, ask them to come back again. And some people, no return, the third position, anagami. Some they don't want to go back already. Why? Because they get used to the job there, and some already give birth already or whatever, Those people on the plane fly one, I don't know after which year, then they cannot fly anymore. They become ground staff, right? Cannot. Well, then go and ask the air hostess. I don't know. I heard only. Okay. Can you see the first paragraph? So when Bodhisattva realized the forbearance of Buddhists, the worlds in which they stand and walk are forever altered as a result of their attainment. Thus did Shakyamuni illuminate this realm within which we hear and practice the Dharma. While Amita did the same for the Buddha realm to the west, and Asobya, this is Asobifo, this is another name of the Buddha. Of course, this one is in Sanskrit. Did so for the realm to the east. It's just like we say, Amitofo is in the west, 西方嘛. Then medicine Buddha, hearing Buddha, Yao Shifo is in the east. How come one in the west, one in the east? This east or west, talking in terms of, according to us, the location of, like you and me. Correct or not? We say Western world, 西方世界 because they are in the west of us. To them, east, we are in the east 嘛，我们是东方嘛，东方是 Asian people 咯，等南嘛。To them is we are in the east. To us, they are in the west. So that is depend on how you're talking about this one. So east and west is not fixed one. So according to Buddhism, Amitofo is in charge of people die one. So after die already, then you go to Pure Land, 去净土嘛. So you see, look at the sun. They come out from the east, sunrise, and sunset to the west. That means you are going to die already, no? So to the west, so Amitofo 是在 west 嘛 Sunrise, you see the sun right, beginning the day, then there's a hope already. 这个是代表 present life. So this is in the east. So called hearing Buddha, 药师佛. But in fact, Buddha, they are all the same. That doesn't mean that Amitofo is in charge of people dying or whatever. If you know the meaning of Amito, in Chinese, endless life, 無量壽咧. That means longevity, 未死咧，無量壽真長咧，長迄壽in Hokkien, So who say people die then chant Amitofo? No, not necessary. Even people birthday, 你可以念 Amitofo 嘛，你一定丟骨頭的嘛。It's supposed to sing 要师佛消灾延寿嘛 ，make sure you clear off the obstacle in your present. 你只跟我念 Amitofo， 哇 ，you wish me dying soon 啊？较早死啊，长命百岁，看到？But who dare you want to innovate？ 你说我要改革 innovation，up to you 咯。No, this theoretically 啦 ，by right, but by life like that. Then you don't go and do it. And you say who told you? Venerable Chang, 我假了。We are talking in the closed room within this classroom， 看到？By right should be like that. 阿弥陀佛不一定死人的。Even you are, make sure for your present life very smooth, birthday, you still can chant Amitofo. Not necessary. But people do it, instead of Amitofo, they need Yao Shi Fo, medicine Buddha. So this is for the present life. You can gain the benefit. So a lot of people practice this one. Guan Ming San, every Saturday they have this sutra also. Because a lot of people like to gain the benefit for your present life. I don't care when I die where I go. Die, see out to see out ma. Then pass already ma. I'm very realistic. I make sure what I enjoy in your present life, what I can get in my present life. I must make sure I got something from present life. So 药师佛咯，所以如果你要你就念药师佛咯。So regardless of west or east, one Buddha represents all the Buddha. If you don't name Amitofo, if you don't want hearing Buddha, 药师佛, then my advice to you, back to original, 释迦牟尼佛. If you need 释迦牟尼佛, you can go to the west, you can go to the east. Everywhere you like. The visa free visa. If you go to the west, Amitofo, you only visa to the west. You cannot go to the east. Well, I'm joking. It's just a visa, apply visa already. You see, now a lot of people want to go to China, no? You do the newspaper came out. Why? China now free already visa for Singaporean. Back to normal, pre-COVID time. Singapore go to China, within 14 days, no visa required. Within 14 days. More than that, then you have to apply visa law. The Singapore passport very useful one, More than 130 something country, no visa required, 开玩笑, no? So you go overseas tour or whatever, passport very important, You lost your passport, you need to see, you got to go. You need Amitofo also cannot help you. You Amitofo no passport, your passport doesn't help you. You cannot give you the fake passport. Joking, huh? Okay. This called okay, can you see the below one? So thus the Shakyamuni illuminate the realm, within which we hear and practice the Dharma. What Abhita did the same for the Buddha realm to the west, and Asubhya did for the realm to the east. As Bodhisattva and Buddha created realms suited to the being, as they have vowed to liberate, make such a great vow to liberate. 就在Siddhikapa Bodhisattva 地藏菩萨第一不空誓不成佛 make sure they clear all the suffering beings or hungry ghosts in the hell. But do you think it's possible? Every day in and out, just like in the prison cell, in the Changi prison, whatever prison, every day got people in and out one. Got people discharged, got people going one. Non-stop one. So, and they also manifest works aims at saving those beings. Such words, however, do not necessarily transform the material environment, but rather affect the spiritual environment of the realm in which they liberate beings. Not the material realm, but spiritual. Right? It's a spiritual environment. Still, since nothing arises, nothing can be transformed. Thus, the transformation of a world is no transformation. If you know the meaning, then you find that the statement here is no paradox, 没有矛盾, right? But if you ask the non-Buddhist people, ordinary people, even how good in your English, you read it, it must be something wrong. You probably just discharged from IMH. You eat chicken rice, you say you didn't eat chicken rice. You eat bak kut teh, you say you didn't eat bak kut teh. I saw you eat bak kut teh, no? You say I didn't eat bak kut teh. Then it's 神经病, man, crazy. Right now? So you don't go and tell the people, say, hey, I didn't go to work. Hey, I saw you go to work. No, I didn't go. Then they say, wow, there's something wrong, no? Call police to come, no? Send to IMH. Now, so, next paragraph, the Sanskrit here, SUTRA. Now, this means transformation of a world. While the Chinese translator render as 传言 or 专言, okay, in English called adornment. Now, you see, 专言 in Chinese, this is a Chinese Buddhist term. When you see there's a girl so pretty, of course you use a money way, you say, wow, you're very beautiful, you're very pretty, in English. You're very ugly. Correct? 很丑. Now, this is a mundane word you use, Why? Because this money we use is subject to changes on. 你说你很美 you are very pretty, but next time when you grow old already, then you become very ugly already. Like yesterday, somebody, I taught the student before, that's about 20 years ago. I taught the Dharma class, they sent me the photo. They have a class gathering in the restaurant. I look at the photo, I can't recognize. 因为很多阿伯 everybody getting old already. I look at myself, I also old. Some people say, look at me, say, 师父你还是一样。我说哪里有一样？你神经病啊 ，impermanent， 一定会老的嘛。But you look at the photo, it's really, a lot different, But if you want to become younger or not grow so fast, grow older so fast, then you must have a wisdom. Then you must be happy in your life. 不要愁眉苦脸。So you don't need to go to facial, waste money if you go to salon, beauty shop or whatever. Not necessary. Or even go to South Korea to 整容, whatever. And this one cannot last forever. If you have a Dharma, if you have a wisdom, lesser suffering, every day is a good day, every day is a beautiful day, then of course, 你的烦恼就少。Correct or not? Then because you have a positive, there's a lamp there, brightness there, you have a positive kind of attitude, mentality, everything is good, everything is smooth. 你说我业障很重，因为你烦恼太多嘛，业障就重嘛。If you have lesser affliction, lesser suffering, more smoother, 比较顺利 then everything good for you. Lesser obstacle 嘛 means bad karma, lesser bad karma. Correct or not? So there's a Chinese phrase, 有佛法就有办法嘛。So if you realize the true Dharma, there's a way for you to solve the problems. So you will have a lesser problem than other people. Right or not? So if you have a negative thought, thinking about work is suffering. So do you think you want to go to work? 你当然不要做工嘛 because the working environment to you is a hell 嘛，地狱来的嘛。If you consider it's a hell, who want to go to the hell? You see, those people have such a mentality. Then I tell you, it's very miserable. 你又不能不做工哦 You have to work because you work for the money. You need an income to sustain our life. You see, according to Master Xing Yun, work not only just for the money. Of course, work is actually mainly is for the money lah. Yeah, 你不要这么清高啦 No 空 emptiness, no money. It's of course for the money. But this is not the only one factor or only one of the important factor. Okay? So you don't think work is a work for the money, then you're very miserable. If you think that work is a life of learning, is a kind of opportunity to interact with the people, and so on and so forth, then work for you, you really enjoy it. 星云大师讲的 if you don't work, 人生就没有方向嘛 no direction. 你没有一个依靠 You just imagine, if you work for 40, 50 years, automatically you wake up, although you feel like tired, don't go to work or whatever, take MRT, but actually you're looking for work. Why? 因为 you leave a house, you have something to do. This is how you kill time also. Then you have something to rely upon. 你有依靠吗 something 寄托吗 But you just imagine some people work for 40 years and now ask them to retire. Then retire also lazy. Some people say, retire nothing to do. 新加坡人就这样哦 Then go to casino, go and gamble or whatever. Then 死都不要当义工咯 then you say nothing to do. A lot of things for you to do. You retire if you want to help as a volunteer. Doesn't mean you must help in the temple, Buddhist temple. Not necessary. Even your Buddhist, not necessarily you help in the temple. You can go to the old care or center or whatever. You can help other things, contribute to the society. And then got something to do, you say nothing to do. There's so many things for you to do. It's just like because you are lazy, give such a stupid excuse, don't want to do. 当时很多人讲我有一个学生是 social worker 你说师父 Singaporean I didn't say all 你 journalist interview them 哎呀我无聊嘞退休了没东西做嘞你看那些阿伯在那边抽烟或者坐在那边看着那个 people pass by or whatever then wasting your time 讲来听你都要死了还不做一点东西讲得歹聽講唔叫 You're going to die already 以前做這麼多壞事現在不是趕快做一點好事 pay some debt 嘛 对不对 ？But you cannot tell them like that because they slaughter you, no. 你假死你骂我阿伯啊。So you see this kind of mentality, attitude. So as a Buddhist, not all the Buddhists, some Buddhists also no sin. So as a Buddhist, if you have a true wisdom, then in this how you're going to have a meaningful life, even after your retirement. You can retire. You can afford to retire at the age of 50, 40. Why not? If financially you sounds very strong, 你很有钱嘛 Why not? Not necessarily must work, ma. So you work, of course, mainly for the money. But if you have a money, you can retire. You say, Mr. Sifu, 我 retire 太早没东西做，哪里没东西做 Then you a lot of things. Then you can come to Buddhist temple. You do voluntary work. You can read a lot of books. Then you can do a lot of things to do. Where got nothing to do? 那些人是懒惰不做嘛 So feel very boring 嘛 Some people play mahjong or whatever. You see, wasting the time. Of course, mahjong as a normal people can play lah. You see, those people, you look at the television, they say dementia because they didn't use the brain too much, right? So they train the senior to what? To play mahjong, no? 打麻将嘛 To make sure their mind is active. If you don't use your brain too much, cannot too much. If you don't use the brain at all, 我跟你讲你就假了了。Dementia, 失忆症全部来了。But I tell one thing, no? If you practice meditation so well, very disciplined, very routine, 我跟你讲 Your brain still very active. 你很少 forgetful 的，你不会忘记的太厉害。You still very alert. Although you getting older and older, dementia, I say not 100% won't happen. Minimize. 对，老人痴呆症Some people very forgetful. Because you're scattered mind 嘛，想那些不该想的嘛，think too much 嘛，想到啼笑嘛。You know Hokkien 啼笑嘛 ，go crazy. Okay, back to here. Now, so this Sanskrit word adornment, and purification, 净化，什么净净啊？清净 ，sorry， 清净。This 汉语拼音。The emphasis here is not on the superficial beautification or gratification of conjure paradise, nor on the elimination of impurity from this world we perceive with our senses. In this case, our 6 senses, 6根, but on this transformation. So the usual meaning of the word vihaha is manifestation or arrangement. But what is manifested or arranged is the world transformed by the realization of enlightenment, and the teaching of enlightenment. It's just like I say, how we transform, or just I use the simple convert this defiled world to pure land. So this is more kind of optimistic. We can do it in our present life. We don't need to wait until we die then go to see Amitofo, that kind of 西方净土, the kind of pure land in the West. Even you can convert, like Singapore, this country, into a pure land. Even you can, if you narrow down to within this classroom, we can transform to convert it into a very conducive environment. We use the word conducive. It's just a pure land already. In terms of everybody happy to study here. Okay, conducive environment. Everybody have a Dharma joy. You think they come here to learn something? Right? Lesser appreciation. You really enjoy the class? I hope so. That kind of thing. Okay? So, thus Bodhisattva creates world out of their body of merit. As Purusha, thus below. Okay? So next one, Zhongmi, this is another scholar, page 467. You can refer to behind. Asanga, as I said just now, page 438. Huinan, the 6th patriot, page 449. Ying Sun, page 470. This is referred to Master Ying Sun Dao Si. Next page. In the Vimarakirti Sutra, just I told you this sutra, way more teaching, page 469. Zhongmi, page 467. Wan Zhi Xiu, page 469. And the below one, Zheng Xiong, page 441. Another scholar. Next page, Tinahan, Tinahan,
the Vietnamese monk passed away already, page 465. You know Tinahan, right? But before he passed away, he was in France. Before that, he's in America. Okay, Yixing, they call Yixing Chanshi. Of course, they are considered as so-called like Mahayana Buddhism. Okay, of course, you know that it's very popular in the world. Focus on the meditation, that kind of things. Okay, page 181 here. The next verse. Therefore, Subhuti, fearless Bodhisattva, should thus give birth to a thought that is not attached, and not give birth to a thought attached to anything. So they should not give birth to a thought attached to a sight, nor should they give birth to a thought attached to a sound, a smell, a taste, a touch, or dharma, and so forth. This is called 六根, right? Correct? Taste, eye, and so on and so forth. Okay, can we see the below one? Now, Buddhas and Bodhisattva, okay, Buddha and Bodhisattva transform a world in order to liberate the beings who live in the world, in that world, people like us in this defiled world. Okay? Thus, the Buddha returns to the teaching that began this sutra, giving birth to the thought of liberating all beings. Although such a thought is not immune, right, to attachment, only such a thought is capable of no attachment, it means detachment, 没有执着. So according to Buddhism, once you attach to the things in the world, and this is how we call suffering. Okay? So attachment, if you want to use a mundane word, it's just like, you don't particularly about things too much, sometimes you have to ignore, especially for those negative ones. Just 不要管它 ignore 咯. Like people scold you or criticize you for nothing, you think that's very unreasonable, you just ignore. Well, ignore lor. This is called detachment. If you are so particular about, very sensitive about people talk about you, and this is called attachment, 你就受苦了咯. But if people tell you criticize because you are wrong, then you cannot ignore. Because you are wrong, how to ignore? You should accept it. Right? You should accept it and see how to change it, make it good or something like that. That one you cannot ignore. Okay? So for only such a thought confronts the illusion of space and time with enough force to break through them. Here, however, liberation is preceded, by transformation. But transformation, that is, next page. It's no transformation. Just like 观音菩萨救苦 to help us all sentient beings. But to 观音菩萨, he didn't liberate all the sentient beings. He do it just for the sake of doing, not because of want you to say thank you, to say how great are you, to expect people to praise you, to admire you, 真的. 观音菩萨 don't have such thought. He helps you simply just helping. Because of compassion, kind of thing, right? They don't have any kind of intention. You have a kind of intention to do something. Okay? And this actually comes from the self, ego, something like that. Now Taiwan, they're going to have a presidential election. Yesterday, the two parties not successful because they have to come out a president, a vice president, the candidate. 国民党and 民众党 they're arguing, that kind of thing. And because of the ego, if you think that you want to become president for the sake of the country, then you shouldn't bother whether I was a 正的或者负的, whether I'm the president or as a candidate for the vice president. So you can tell already you are. Now you have to depend on the wisdom of Taiwanese people. To me, from Buddhist perspective, it's very clear cut, unless you're stupid. 对吗？他们真正不是真正为国家的吗？嘴巴讲 you see all those politicians, I'm so great, sacrifice for the country. Come on, you treat me like idiot. People always say that. You're not stupid, I'm not idiot. People always say that. So this one had to solely depend on Taiwanese people. Because you're going to elect the president for another 4 years. Then if the president is no good, then you deserve for it. Who to blame? You are the one to blame because you are the one to vote them. You know what I mean? I mean, we were talking about this one. Because this is something to do with ego. And if you do something to sacrifice yourself, just like 地藏菩萨, sacrifice it, I don't mind whether I gain or loss, it's just for the sake of the country. I I really admire you. And this is considered no self. 无我吗? If you think I'm doing for the sake of myself, I want to gain something because of fame and status, then too bad, no? So the country, whether prosperous and can benefit of your people, it solely depends on the ruler, the ruling party. If the ruling party have a wisdom, do it for the sake of the people, then we are considered very lucky already. But nobody is 100% one. 跟你讲，没有100%. If you can score 80, 70 marks, it's not too bad already. Just as Singapore, 70, 80, not too bad already. Right? Some people corruption. Why? You do it because of the pocket money. Because you on that kind of status and have a fame, reputation. It's very easy for you to corrupt one. Now you see the $50 on the floor. 我当然无所谓 $50. I don't care. I just ignore. But I tell you now, it's $5 million on the floor. 你会 ignore 吗？你不可能 ignore 的吗？$5 million and $5, $50, you compare a lot of different. How many times? Right? 你说哇很伟大 $50 我都没有拿呢。I report to the office, 老菩萨drop $50, Of course. If $5 million you don't want to take, then you return to the office, then I say you are no self. So, why not? I don't know whether you believe me. Okay. Next one, page 183. Subhuti, imagine a person with an immense, perfect body whose self-existence is like that of Mount Sumeru, Shimi-san. What do you think, Subhuti? Will such self-existence be great? Subhuti replied, great indeed, Bhagavan. Such self-existence would be great, Sugata. And why? Because self-existence, Bhagavan, self-existence is said by the Tathagata, next page, to be no existence. Thus, is it called self-existence? Because Bhagavan, it is neither existence nor non-existence. Now you know the Dharma, right? 非有非无, this means middle path. Because whether you are existent or non-existent is considered the two extreme. Okay? If you fall into the two extreme, definitely you have a differentiated mind because you start to compare. 你比较嘛. If you go beyond that, and this is called 中道, middle path. So it's neither existent nor non-existent, and thus it is called self-existence. Okay? Now, so you take a look on the PowerPoint, Sumeru. How come? Cannot go back. How come? Cannot move for it. Sumeru, okay, here. Next. Okay, can you see the PowerPoint here? Mount Sumeru, Shimi-san. Now, according to Buddhism, this is the highest mountain in the earth, in the world. And you know the highest mountain in the earth? Himalaya mountain, Himalaya Sama, at the north immediate desert. We call it snow mountain, 雪山嘛. So this is the highest mountain in the world, so-called So Mount Sumeru is the name of the central world mountain in Buddhist cosmology. 佛教的, according to Buddhism, this is the highest one. So etymologically, the proper name of the mountain is Meru in Pali, right? Meru, to which is added, the appropriatory prefix, because SUSU, resulting in the meaning, we call it excellence Meru, okay? Excellent Meru or wonderful Meru. Anyway, Sumeru, Chinese called Shimi-san, that means the highest mountain in the world. This is actually Buddhism also recognized that, right? Just now we talk about Himalaya mountain, Himalaya-san. You know how Dalai Lama, the accelerate from the Tibet to North India, now stay in the North India because Indian government accepted it. You know how he exiled, from China to India? According to somebody say, he actually walked across this so-called like Sumerian mountain, 从那边过来的嘞. So it's not easy, Now, that's why people say from Tibet to India, it's two way you can take a flight. According to the flight routes, it's whether you fly in between the Sumeru mountain, or you go to the south, one big round, then go to India. Of course, you go to the south safer because no mountain, no high mountain. But if you go through Sumeru mountain, they say very risky, because between the two mountains, there's a very congested space there. The airplane has to zoo, just fly like that. I tell you, 你一定要念阿弥陀佛了。You just imagine, sometimes you take the flight, you see on the air, in the air, so you how to escape? You cannot say open the door and jump down, cannot. You take the car, probably you can say, try boy, couldn't be see, jump from the car. But you see in the air, then how to jump from the airplane. Right now. So all these are karma. 有人这个take a flight, 咚掉了，有人这个没代志嘞。Right now. So this. How can you explain? It cannot be explained. Okay, so this is the verse here. Okay, time's out already. I tell one thing, this is the last verse for this chapter. So we will continue the explanation for our next lecture. So it stop at page 184. You see, I try to explain the meaning from the sutra and make sure that how are we going to relate into our daily life. So this become more useful. Listen 都不能 apply 的 then 菩萨保佑不是这样保佑的 blessing 吗 You cannot use the spiritual power to override the karma. Cannot. I told you already, you want to ask for blessing or 保佑 in terms of spiritual power, 神通 you go to Taoism. Really, you don't come to Buddhism. Buddhism 不是这样 Buddhism you must, just like Bible teaching, you must really practice it. Then you generate wisdom. Have a wisdom with a wisdom, then you know how to solve your problems. Not just asking for the power. Buddha, show me the power, bless me. What do you baby 4 digit 534? This is not Buddhism. Okay, anything want to ask me? Okay, if not, please hold the palm and follow me. Shall we do a dedication? 回向. May all the merits thus accumulated be dedicated to all sentient beings. May all sentient beings and I together attain Buddhahood. Okay, please stand up. Okay, please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, go for the lunch. Okay, go for a lunch. Enjoy your lunch.